Hi Crafty friend, it's Justine Dvorak. I'm going to make this gorgeous card that is a little bit of a close-up here, and I'm going to use junk mail to make it. Can you believe that? Yes, I'm using junk mail. So if you can spot it before I talk about junk mail another time in the video, comment below in the comments and see if you can spot the junk mail. Hi Crafty friend, it's me, Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft my world stands still. Today I'm going to make a shaker card featuring the gorgeous little candle dies that are from Pajama Crafter Stamps. They are called Bundle of Wishes Layering Die. They are layering because they're called that because they are layering, and they are super cute, and we're going to layer them up, even layered on top of each other, and then make a shaker card. Now you can make a shaker card with any die shape that you have. So I'm going to make it with my rectangle one because I wanted it to kind of match the shape of the candle itself is more of a rectangle, and the bundle of candles together will be a little rectangle. It's going to be just so cute. Just wait. So first I have the candles die cut out with some plain cardstock there on the left that I did with a darker color. And I just wanted the tops colored. And then I have my little flames here. I'm going to take my scissors and just chop off the outline of the flames. This will be the outline of the flames that I'm going to glue on top of what I just colored before. This is a great way to add different color, and it's so much easier, in my opinion, to just die cut out things in white and then go and Copic color them or use whatever marker you have on hand, because sometimes finding the right paper color can be a challenge and you just want to make something cute. So that's just kind of what I do sometimes. And then I have those pink candles at the top there. That is going to be glued onto the main stick of the candle, and that will be the color that I'm going for. And I chose to use colors that would coordinate with my background that I have there. You see that gold panel is very odd. That cardstock, I don't even know where it came from. It is textured. It's just one of those very weird pieces of paper that is gorgeous because it is gold and metallic, and I think it's super fun, but the texture is just so odd. I really have no clue where it came from. But nonetheless, that will be the background for my shaker. And then I have some little ombre watercolor kind of style paper on top with a piece of acetate for my shaker. So with these candles, I'm just adding on the tops of the yellow pieces that will just help make the candle look a little bit more 3D, which I love when it looks like when dies are not flat and they have lots of layers like this. I think it's super cute and it looks more realistic. So then I'll just glue these panels on. And again, if you wanted to die cut even these pieces out in white and have it different colored candles, usually when you buy a pack of birthday candles, they're kind of all different colors, but the soft pastels are kind of what I usually see with birthday candles, but you know, they make all sorts of crazy things these days, so you could have it be whatever color you want. And I would choose something to match maybe the pattern paper that you're going to work with or the paper that you want the rest of the card to have. Now these birthday cake dies came out, and they also released a big birthday stamp of a gorgeous cake, and it's called Forever 29 die. Forever 29 stamp. Now I'm going to use a sentiment from that pack um, to make my sentiment. Do you see the back of my panel there? It was another card. I know, isn't that crazy? I'm taking 2 layers of foam and putting them together. But this panel, I forgot it was not a watercolored panel. It was junk mail. What? Yes, it was junk mail. I got junk mail from a clothing brand that I haven't bought from in a long time. And they're like, we miss you. Come shop and get $50 off, whatever. And I loved that ombre watercolor paper. So I ripped the front of the card off that just said just waving by or something to say hello and turned it into this card. So I'm all about reusing and reducing and recycling. So why not use junk mail to make a gorgeous card? Isn't that crazy? Maybe I should start the video that way. I'm going to use junk mail to make this card. All right, let's move on and talk about the rest of my shaker here. I have foam all around just to create a little bit of a nesting place for my sparkly bits to land in. I have 3 different containers here of some sequin or little shaped discs. This pack that's like the rainbow one was from Pink and Maine, and these gold ones are from Spellbinders, and then the hot pink ones are also from Spellbinders. I like these little pieces because they're flat and they do create such fun shine and sparkle on shaker cards, but they're also not heavy. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm feeling the flat stuff. Sometimes I want to add like marbles in my cards and have it be just full of shaker bits that are like clunky and heavy and are just like super fun to shake. But today it was a flat day. So so that is what I ended up with. Maybe you can see that gold paper there. I wish I could reach through and have you feel that gold paper. There's so many times where I make videos and I just think, I wish that you could feel it. Because there is some like texture to some things that I just don't really have the words for sometimes, but it almost feels like crepe paper or crepe paper. I feel like it's called crepe paper, but whatever. It's a little thicker though. So to finish off this shaker little holder, I'm going to add liquid glue all around my foam. And I've made lots of shaker cards in my life, so I kind of just go with the materials I have and kind of figure out the steps I need to do depending on what's in my shaker and what paper I have on the back. Now, because this paper I have on the back is kind of an odd texture, it almost is embossed. It has these little waves to it. Don't mind me just picking at my glue bottle here off camera. But anyway, the paper is textured, and because it's textured, I need this liquid glue to come in and really stick and create that shaker window for my little elements to not fall out. I just simply don't trust my foam to do the job by itself with this odd paper. So that is why I'm using liquid glue here today. Because liquid glue is wet and it takes a little bit longer to adhere and dry, I'm going to take my gold panel and put it on top of what I just glued here today. Instead of flipping over my whole shaker holder and just flipping it over and hoping nothing falls out, it will. So I'm just going to put the back on like so. And now I'm getting a little nervous. And I'm going to cut this down just so it isn't on the edges when I put this on. And that actually turns out to be fabulous because I'm going to put a background for my sentiment on there as well. And then I'm going to push firmly all around the shaker areas so that liquid glue can stick to the textured paper and it creates that pocket so nothing is going to fall out. Nobody likes a shaker card that is exploding all over. All right, now I have my candles here. I'm going to wrap them up and make a cute little bow. So to have everything not move around, we're going to glue them together. So I'm going to have 4 on the back, 3 in the front, and have this be 7 candles. Wonder if I could give this for a 7-year-old birthday card. I bet I know someone who's turning 7. Now I'm going to wrap this twine around. This is DMC thread. It is a metallic thread. It's D3821. And to secure it, I'm going to put a little bit of tape down, wrap it around. Mine ended up wrapping around 4 times was what I had length for. Put another piece of tape right on top of that, and then snip the edge. Now to put a cute bow on, I don't want to have to sit there and wrangle with this adorable candle set like the Crocodile Dundee. That's just not for me. I've been reading too many rhyming books to my kindergartners recently. So I make the bow separate from my bundle. And I make a cute little bow, just a simple bow that you would tie a shoe with, nothing fancy, and give it a little snip snip. And anytime I use this thread, I do put glue on the edges of where the bow is going to finish off because I don't want my bow to unravel and be gross looking later. Nobody wants that. So then I'll just snip right above where I put the glue, and then it will get nice and tacky and it won't move. Then I glue on my bow right onto the bundle, and it looks like it was an effortless bow that I just put on. But in fact, it was, I don't know, it looks harder than it is. Anyway, I'm going to use my rabbit hole tool to get any static off of my paper. And there is a look at that adorable birthday cake stamp set. And I will go ahead and heat emboss my sentiment. I'm using black Versamark ink. No, I am not. I'm sorry. I'm using clear Versamark ink. And there it is. And I'm going to add gold embossing powder to this because why not have a sparkly card just stay sparkly and have a sparkly sentiment as well. I love a sparkly sentiment. Sorry about my voice sounding a little scratchy. That is where we're at today. So with my embossing powder, I store all of my embossing powders in these sandwich containers that I got at $1.25 Tree a few years ago. So here's my gold. It's looking a little clumpy, so I think I might have to get some new gold embossing powder. Did you know that embossing powder expires? Yeah, it's like that piece of cheese that you have in the back of your fridge. You forget about it, and then all of a sudden it's clunky and chunky. Gross. So you gotta replace that every once in a while. If it gets clumpy or if it does not heat well, you're gonna want to replace your embossing powder every once in a while. I am not brand loyal when it comes to embossing powder. I think it's just powder, you know? Anyway, we're going to trim it up. I like using my mini trimmer for trimming sentiments where I want it to be perfectly straight, especially if I spent time heat embossing the sentiment. I want it to be perfect. I don't know why, but it kind of irritates me when I take time, stamp it out, heat emboss it, and then my cutter, for whatever reason, operator error, cuts it crookedly, and then it looks weird, and I don't like that. So I always try to take my time and make it nice and straight the first time. What do they say? Measure twice, cut once? There it is. Anyway, I'm glad I trimmed down that strange gold paper on my background of my shaker because now my sentiment is going to be matted on top of it. If you're enjoying this video, hit the like button, please, and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. I have lots of videos on my channel. I have lots of shaker cards. I have lots of things from Pajama Crafter stamps, spellbinders. I'm on the design team right now for Pajama Crafter stamps and Crafty Meraki, so I have videos over on their channels as well. Lots of stuff and goodies for you. And if you have questions about card making, I would love to help you out. So just drop a comment if you have a comment, or check out my Facebook group, Stationery Maker Group, on Facebook, and join the card community that we've got going on over there. We're going on 5 years, which is just almost unbelievable to my brain that I started on Facebook 5 years ago. It just seems like yesterday. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but time just seems to be flying by. But the group has grown to be a group of about 10,000 people. So if you share your makes, lots of people get to see it. And if you have questions, lots of people get to help you out. So definitely check that out. Now my sentiment is going on top of my shaker area and on top of where I have my candles. The candles are layered, so I want my sentiment to be supported. So I'm putting a little piece of support on the underneath the breakfast word. And then I'm going to add a little bit of support under where it says cake for breck. But the fast part has paper under it. Isn't that sentiment just so fun where it says eat cake for breakfast? I just think that sentiment is so fun. Anytime there's a sentiment that is not the normal, I just think it's unique and it's fun to have different things in your craft room. It doesn't just say happy birthday or love you or thinking of you. It's always something fun from Pajama Crafter Stamps. So if you haven't checked out their items yet, please do. I don't know what you're waiting for. Today's the day that you should check them out. There's lots of really amazing people on the design team that I am part of, and they do crazy cool things with the items from Pajama Crafter Stamps. So definitely check it out. I do have a link in the description that is an affiliate link if you are interested in checking them out. And then if you buy anything and you click my link, it does help me as well. So I appreciate that. It does not cost you anything extra. It just tells Pajama Crafter Stamps that I sent you over there, which is always lovely. And their company is fabulous. They are an American-owned company, if that's important to you. And they are out of Kentucky or Cincinnati kind of area. I know Cincinnati's in Ohio, which I just realized is super close to where the Noah's Ark Museum is, and I'm going to go there this year, so I am super excited. I'm going to meet Joy in person. If you don't know Joy, she's fabulous. She is the owner of Pajama Crafter Stamps, and I'm excited to meet her and connect with her. I'm also going to meet Melanie, finally, for the first time ever. If you have been watching our live events, we do BetterPress Babe live events on our channels monthly. You know Melanie Smith. Maybe you probably are subscribed to her already. If you haven't, be sure to do that. But she's a wonderful friend and a crafter, so I'm excited to meet her. As I finish up this card, all I have to do is add it to my card base, which is an A2 size card base. So it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll just add that on with some liquid glue, adding glue to all the foam bits and to the back of that gold paper. And just to keep everything flat, we will just gently push it down and hope for the best, per usual. Last, to finish off this card, I want to grab some of the embellishments that I put inside the shaker card and add it to the outside. Usually I work with odd numbers for embellishments unless my brain is going haywire and I just add tons of them, which is so fun. But today it will go normal and do 3 of them. Let me know in the comments when you add these to your cards, if you have these little shaker discs, which are kind of like sequins with no holes. Do you put them like a plate with the rim up, or do you put them like an upside down plate with the rim down? It's a weird thing, but I want to know what you do. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching this video. Thank you so much, and be sure to subscribe for more videos from me. I have a lot planned for April, so stay tuned. Bye, crafty friend.